This is Jordan Grace, and you're listening to the Social Suplex Podcast Network.
BWB, this is One Nation Radio. You better get it right. Rich Latta, James Boyd came to give them life. The Blackest Wrestling Podcast has come to kick all ass and drop it 6 feet if they kicking trash. Word, let me welcome y'all to something different. And if you dig it, man, you should let some friends listen. We be getting it in, this on the regular dude. Ravish and flow, but this shit rude. See, James don't rap, so I had to break it down. The whole network, man, we coming for the crown. Raps in the columns, I keep them both covered. Making the beats too, so the listeners can bump it. Hit us with the rating, yeah, I'm saying it's a 5. Before you hit it, talk, bob your head side to side. It's One Nation Radio, and this is the beginning. It's Rich, and I'm here with James. It's time to listen to One Nation.
We got to unleash the power of the pyramid.
This is Mike Sempervive from WrestlingObserver.com. Check me out on Wrestling Observer Live every day. And also check out your boys, Rich and James, on One Nation Radio.
This is Kenny Omega. We're listening to One Nation Radio. Check it out, guys. These guys know what's up. Big Kenny Omega fans, and that's all that counts to me. Goodbye and good night. Bang.
Anyway, we move on, and we get an extended version of the same EC3 vignette we've seen for weeks, Rich. Weeks.
Bruh. Should he just ask for his release just now? Like, I don't...
You gotta wait for it. You know, you ask for your release, you know, they'll put you on ice for the rest of your life. Right. Anyway, after that, we go backstage where there's where EC3's back there flexing in a mirror, just much like last week, while Dana Brooke this time asks him some fitness questions. EC3 is still yet to talk. Still. 3 appearances, not a word. Imagine having EC3 on your roster and you think you're going to get him over by having him not talk.
Hey, is this supposed to be like the Chris Jericho gimmick back in 2012? Like where he didn't say anything to the audience? Or I don't know. Yeah.
God.
So this man is literally, James, he's literally flying city to city, going backstage, setting up a full body length mirror, getting undressed, walking around and posing in front of it while people walk by.
Look, man.
What?
I've said this off air. I said this off air to Caleb, and Caleb didn't only want to touch on it a bit, but I'm just gonna say it straight up for y'all. Look at his vignette. You see that he walks to a hotel room. He drops the keys. He strips down to his gear and then just shows his body and smiles. And everything we've seen from him is him posing. He's, like you said, he's flying from city to city for people to look at his body.
Correct.
Hey, man, this dude is a mute. This dude is a mute that's out here selling dick. I don't know what else he could possibly be doing. Like, what else could there be besides that? He's a man for hire.
This man is the real life post wrestling career Buff Bagwell.
Oh my God, I forgot. I forgot that Buff Bagwell was selling dick. I forgot. I totally forgot. Oh my God.
Needless to say. Needless to say.
We gotta move on.
EC3. I don't know, player.
We gotta move on. All right, so.
Someone that has a career that is not in the top 40s. Jeff Jarrett has made his return to the World Wrestling Federation. My God. So, this was not just a one-off at the Royal Rumble. This was not just him going in the Hall of Fame last year. This was Jeff Jarrett finessing his way into a battle in a wrestling landscape where people are looking for minds, they're looking for experience, and they're looking for names. They're looking for anything that can potentially make a motherfucker look, right? And who happened to show up at just the perfect time? Oh, JEFFJARRETT. He came out at the Royal Rumble in the suit, looking crazy, with Elias, and they turned Elias heel for this guy.
Feels like it, doesn't it?
Yes.
I mean, okay, so remember, you remember this? Remember that Jay-Z and Too Short?
It was all good just a week ago.
Yeah, like so on Monday he's a babyface that lost to Corbin, and then all of a sudden he shows up
insulting the fans in Phoenix about their baseball team.
He just shows up and just decides to just kill, shit on them for God knows what reason. The crowd stood behind it because they're still like, wait a second, why is he? I thought we were past that. And then Jeff Jarrett comes out, and we got to make Jeff Jarrett the babyface. I mean, whatever.
So from there, Jeff Jarrett, in his infinite quest to finesse, shows up.
No. We got to talk about it. What did he come out wearing at Royal Rumble, Rich?
This man came out wearing the straps. He came out looking like it was 1995. Bro, where was I'm shocked he didn't wear the blinking glasses and the other big hat, like the flashy coat that went with the joint. Which Jeff Jarrett look did you prefer? Did you like the Aztec Jeff Jarrett back in the day, or did you like that the late '97 Aztec Jeff Jarrett? Like
that's a slap nuts and giving people the best hits.
Yes. Or did you like the Jeff Jarrett like with the silver like cut off shorts about mid leg and he had nothing on top and with the short hair? Did you like that Jeff Jarrett?
I can't with you right now, man.
Did you like WCW Jeff Jarrett where he had the straps that was all white, the long hair and it was like feathered and all that? Like which Jeff Jarrett was the one?
I'm gonna go with like the early vignettes when he's on the horse out there and he's basically looking like country Ric Flair. That's I'm gonna go with that one. Yeah, I'm gonna go with that one.
Jarrett comes out in the gray and black joint. This doesn't look like any of the old ones that I ever saw him wear, but
apparently that's like a callback to either something he wore at a WrestleMania, like WrestleMania 11, I think.
I'm gonna have to look that up. Yeah, but he finessed himself into not only, a couple of appearances on television, he's working for WWE in a backstage capacity, and, everyone that says that works with Jeff Jarrett loves him. He can recognize talent. He can spot, dudes who are going to be next, like AJ Styles, different things like that. But he came out here, he did a song last Monday. No one knew the words, as you mentioned on the show last week, right. James.
Not a soul.
They got him in a program with Elias. The Road Dogg is here, and it has been announced. If you guys hear this before Monday Night Raw, I don't know everyone's listening schedule and everything like that, but Jeff Jarrett has been announced in a match, James, to compete against Elias with the Road Dogg as his manager. Yes. Who pitched this? Did the Road Dogg pitch this?
I would hope not, considering that, like, in WWE lore, the Road Dogg became a much bigger star than Jeff Jarrett ever was in WWE, or WWF at the time. So that's kind of funny. Like, this dude was the roadie, correct? And then this man turned into one half of one of the greatest tag teams in WWE history. Meanwhile, Jeff Jarrett was like, he's out there, crashing,
beating women. Like
he was out here crashing cars against women's heads. Yeah, that's exactly what I was getting at. You knew where I was going. Yes. Yeah. So, and and also like sticking up Vince for bread,
bro.
What was it? 100,000?
100,000. So supposedly, maybe a little more. But Jeff Jarrett, he will never lose.
Apparently not.
How does he come back from this? Like, he's going to be wrestling Elias. Like, where does it go from here, James? Like where does it end?
I mean, hell.
Can he hold a championship again?
Oh, hell no. We're not doing that. Like, I think they're doing this to try to get over this new turn or whatever else. But the thing is, like, you did the turn quietly, and now you're doing this thing on the back end or later loudly, as opposed to normally it's the other way around. Like, you're supposed to whatever. Like, you can't. It's this thing came out of nowhere. Like I can't wait to find out for sure. It's like, okay, so yeah, in fact, they just want to do something with Jeff Jarrett to kill some time, to eat up some minutes on Raw, and they decided to
they are pre-advertising this.
Let's just turn Elias heel, because no matter what we do with him, he's always going to be a bottom of the hour type of guy anyway.
Yeah. They are advertising this. They are thinking this is about to draw ratings. They are.
Do they really?
I mean, if they put it out ahead of time, I feel like they want to try to get someone to watch rather than just doing it on the show.
Okay, let's do this. You've interacted with literally hundreds, if not thousands, of wrestling fans over the years, right?
Right.
Name me one of them that says, name your favorite wrestlers. Not favorite wrestler, favorite wrestlers, plural. And Jeff Jarrett ever makes the list. Has it ever happened to you?
I feel like people have had a small appreciation for Jeff Jarrett that I've seen.
Oh yeah, like Chad.
What up, Chad?
like Chad.
But besides that, Caleb, maybe Caleb likes Chad. I don't know. That's troll shit
There's a difference.
or what?
No, that's not. I'm not asking you the same thing. I'm not asking you if there are people that like the Jarrett. Clearly there are. Otherwise, this man will keep getting opportunity after opportunity after opportunity after opportunity. Outside of who his daddy was and all the things that come with that. But what I'm asking you is, how many people have you ever heard that you can almost know that for sure would be like favorite wrestlers, and then he would be included in that whatever list, however long it is that they come up with? Because I can't think of one.
Do you think any of our homeboys remember Jeff Jarrett if we brought him up?
Oh, our non-wrestling fans?
Yes.
Fuck no. What does he do? What did he do? Do you remember the guy like during the mid '90s when there was like Razor Ramon and Shawn Michaels and Bret Hart or whatever else, and like there was a guy that was wearing the straps. Like maybe how they would know him? Be like, oh yeah, the guy
guitar.
They'd be like Road Dogg. Remember when Road Dogg was a roadie? Oh yeah, I kind of remember that. You know who he was roadie for? They'd be like, nah. That's how they be like, nah. So that's how you know. That's how you know.
Yeah, man. I don't think anybody would say Jeff Jarrett was one of their favorite wrestlers. I don't.
Quick question.
I haven't seen it.
Is the roadie? Is the roadie transforming into Jeff into the Road Dogg, Jesse James? Is that like our childhood's version of like Batista? Like when he went from being like with the Deacon. The Deacon gimmick with your boy
I think
Dudley's.
I think
from Devon all the way to coming, the animal.
I think
the same thing.
I think it's the same idea. I think Batista obviously went to a whole other level with it.
Yeah,
but it's the same. It's the same rough idea.
It's the same concept. Similar concepts. All I mean. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh man, Jeff Jarrett, he is back. The finessing knows no end. This man really wants to win the award. He doesn't want it to be named after him anymore, James. He wants a piece of the pie. He wants a trophy sent to him. He wants the tweet. He wants the recognition, James.
You know what this is like? This is like Jerry Rice's like first few Raiders years. We're like, he's the greatest of all time. What else can he do to top that? And all of a sudden, he goes out, leaves the Niners, and then becomes a Pro Bowler again on the other side of the bridge. It's like that. It's like, how is this man still doing this in his late 30s? Or what I'm saying, like, how does this man like make another chapter of it for himself?
A Hall of Fame finesser that keeps adding quality years on the back end. Unbelievable.
Yes.
Unbelievable.
This is 80. What is this? This is like what 85 Kareem.
Unbelievable. He wins another Finals MVP against all odds at 38 years old. 16 years removed from his first championship and shit like that.
Yes.
Look, this is the bullet in the chamber of finessing. Like, this is the last stand. This is Tim Duncan in Game 7 of the 2013 NBA Finals, or 2016, or excuse me, Game 6 of the 2013 NBA Finals.
No, remember Game 7? He was great too. They just ended up losing.
Correct.
Yeah, we thought that was a bullet in the chamber game until I find out. Oh yeah, I got one more too.
Yeah, unbelievable. Jeff Jarrett, he will never bro. The finessing is unparalleled. Yeah, unbelievable. Speaking of finessing, so
wait. Can you do the Jeff again? The spelling.
JEFFJARRET. Jeff Jarrett.
Okay, so I asked you to do it one more time because we were in the thread, the Social Suplex thread yesterday, and I don't know why my brain did this, but Simon did the spelling, and then my damn whacked out 1990s R&B brain, it immediately went from JEFF to they call me US HERRA.
YMOND. Unbelievable.
Yeah, I just wanted to mention that for y'all. Like that's where my brain goes sometimes.
Vince McMahon said he's the man. Becky Lynch is not the man. Completely murdering her gimmick right in front of her. And Vince doesn't like the bad attitudes that Lynch and Ronda have. He then suspended Becky for 60 days, which expires, a couple days after WrestleMania. Vince said he has a replacement in mind. So he said he wanted someone with charm and charisma to take her place. He then introduced Ronda Rousey's new opponent, Charlotte Flair, who's not on the brand, who has not won a singles match since November, who has been promptly...
Is that true?
Yes, who has been promptly whooped since essentially Hell in a Cell. Whatever.
Wait, no, that can't be right. Wait, are you talking about... Because remember, she beat up both Iconics in back-to-back matches to open SmackDown like right after the Survivor Series. Are you saying like that was the last time she won a match?
November.
Jesus Christ. Oh, man. Okay, so...
I think all of this stinks.
Okay, so for me, we're on different points. I believe you think like... I don't necessarily think you have an issue if they actually have a three-way, but your thing is you could do that, but look at what you have right here. It's a lot harder than trying to do another storyline element with Charlotte, right?
Yeah, obviously I'm sure it'll be a good match, but I don't think it's a situation where it's like it's crazy how match quality is being brought up as this point now, right? When that hasn't been a focal point of any of the last 3 WrestleMania main events that we've been worried about. This is, where was this energy at WrestleMania 29 when fans were calling for CM Punk to main event the show and go in as a 3-way with The Rock and John Cena? But we covered it on the show a couple weeks ago. Charlotte is in this match because WWE has this thing where they want Charlotte in this match for all time's sake.
Plans. We always talk about a hashtag plans. So me, I said it before, I'll say it again. I don't care one way or the other if Charlotte's in the match or are not in the match, whatever. But the thing for me that's getting me is...
I think they fried Becky this week.
I mean, there's plenty of time for them to... I mean, in theory, they could have fried her or whatever else. I don't think so. I think the crowd will still be very much behind her because they're going to be spending all that time the next few weeks booing
they'll be
Ronda
behind,
and booing...
They'll be behind her, but what they essentially came out here and did was you are going to say sorry to the McMahons. You are not a bigger star than them. You are subservient. You are lower than. You are not a star. You are a worker. You are someone here that is going to be a spoke on the wheel.
I agree on that end, but only so far. Now, if she doesn't get comeuppance on Vince and Stephanie and Hunter when they eventually showed her ass that they were in on this whole entire gimmick or we're really the good guys, but old crazy Vince, he takes it differently. Like once Stephanie and Hunter expose themselves to be the suckers they've always been, and like they need to immediately come out or Becky needs to come back and get her comeuppance or get her heat back. And if they don't do that, then I definitely will be right where you are. But there's still opportunity to do that. I just see that if you're going to do the Charlotte thing, like there are things at play that you could play with for that. Like you have Ronda also should hate Charlotte's guts for what happened at Survivor Series with the beating with the kendo stick.
They forgot about that.
I know they have, but I'm still there. That's my point of why why for me I'm not in on this is. Like, they're going to have a match, cool, but, like, I'm only here for the match, to see the match. Like, the storyline has already, for me, is just kaput. There's already kaput for me. They can try and salvage it and make it interesting on the way, but, like, just the logical storyline and how this stuff flows. Like, you did all this stuff over the months, and then you just basically said, just ignored it or just, like, left it laying. You had all these opportunities to use it. Like, you had, like I said, Charlotte and you had this Survivor Series match. You could have used that for why Ronda hates her. You have the TLC finish where Asuka is the champion because you screwed over these two women that pissed off Ronda, and she pushed them both off the ladder, so Asuka win. Like you have Becky, you know, she wasn't legally in the Royal Rumble match, and you could have had it to where, all right, well, Vince could have been like, you know what, you've been disrespectful to me, you put your hands on my daughter, you weren't even legally supposed to be in the match, so you know what, fuck you, Charlotte's in. It would have made sense to be like all this stuff tied together. Look at the long tapestry of the long form storytelling. You know, WWE loves to call them, say that they make movies and they're great storytellers. Bullshit. They're not. They're fucking horrible.
They're not reacting to people. They are not using the heat for the internet. No. They did a fake injury in the Royal Rumble with Becky Lynch to set up this whole suspension storyline, to set up her being brought back, to set up Charlotte getting put in the match. Like this is not them reacting to us. This is just this thing that they want to do. And it's so unfortunate. Like, it's just...
Hey, Rich. Speaking of all the stuff they did to maneuver and all the way to get to this point, and this is the direction they're going, and I'm fine with the direction, but at least like put it together and make it make some fucking sense. Hey, Rich, we just saw SmackDown. Where the fuck is Asuka?
Does she even work for WWE anymore?
So we beat Becky at Royal Rumble. The person that beat her, all of the whatever the rub she gets from beating her, gone because she's been off for 3 weeks. Nothing to do, just off TV. She's only had like a 2-minute video segment. That's it. A promo segment, or not a promo segment, but a vignette segment. So that went to waste. We beat the hottest person in the company on the show to try to swerve you into thinking that she's done for the night. She comes in. And then they do all the stuff that they've done to get to this point to where now she's going to be quote unquote spinning. You know, she's going to be on shows from here and now, raising all sorts of hell or whatever else. But I will say this for those saying that, like, of course she's going to raise hell because she didn't get her way and she quote unquote got screwed by the system and she's going to fight back and all this other stuff, blase squad, yada yada yada. I would like to remind you that Braun Strowman got screwed at Crown Jewel. Said he was going to tear the show apart every single week until he got what he wanted, or break the damn stadium, whatever he said. Stephanie agreed to all these things, and as long as he had beat Baron Corbin at TLC, he's going to get everything he wanted that was coming to him, plus the match at Royal Rumble against Lesnar, get his rematch, and he rightfully deserves. He got fucked by Corbin. He wins the match at TLC. He keeps going, and all of a sudden, 4 weeks ago, Vince McMahon, after 4 weeks before that point, 8 weeks ago, they said they're not going to be meddlesome and all that other shit. 4 weeks after that, Vince completely just took his title match away, and that's it. There's nothing to do. You just fuck you. You're done. And then we move forward. We move fast forward to now, and now after they just did this same shit with Strowman, you expect me in good faith to be like, oh yeah, she's going to be such a badass and an ass kicker and this and the third. Yeah, okay, sure, maybe. But let me remind you, this is the same fucking company that had Booker T after all of that fucking code in that WrestleMania 19 match, I think. 19. That WrestleMania 19 match, get hit with a pedigree for, I don't know, 5 damn minutes laying on the floor and then get covered like a fucking jabron. So, you tell me why I should have any faith in this dumbass company. Aside from anything that's not on the network. Why should I trust anything that they do?
I feel like they think the 3-way solves a bunch of problems. They want Ronda Rousey to stop getting booed, and divert those boos over to Charlotte. I mean, those boos are going to the company, but never mind that. If Becky beats Ronda in this thing, there's no point in adding Charlotte except that they picked Charlotte for this shit. And if Becky beats Charlotte, she doesn't beat Ronda, so because Ronda's not allowed to lose. So at this point,
I don't care about none of that. All I want to do at this point forward is, honestly, I think
we might as well add Nia Jax.
I think Raw as an everyday show or every week show would be so much more enjoyable if I can get a version that's, I don't know, I guess it's an hour or 80 minutes or something of just their matches. I watch their matches. I don't have to watch their shitty segment. I don't have to hear their shitty commentary outside of Graves is burying Sasha Banks for breathing. And I just watch their matches and I can move on to pay-per-view, watch pay-per-view. Their segments and their storytelling fucking blows, and they can fill me in and scrub and erase all the garbage that they do on their TV, and I can just watch their video package. They can give me they can have the video team clean up all the mess that Vince has made over the 4 weeks between pay-per-views and try to give you what the idea of what the story is, and I can move on with my life as opposed to watching this stuff and being so frustrated. Wouldn't that be a better idea? Like, I wonder if there was like a thing on the network where I could pay Hulu Plus or I could pay the network where I can get just the matches minus the bullshit. Look, I don't even want to watch it. I don't even want to have to fast forward through it. I just want to get you what bell rings, bell rings, bell rings, bell rings. I don't want to deal with none of this shit no more. This is so ridiculous.
We're doing all this goofy shit to water the match down. We might as well add Nia Jax to this shit. They fucked this shit up, bro.
No.
I don't care what way you slice it. They fucked the dynamic up that was hotter than the sun for some lesser than shit.
That's your opinion, right? And you're entitled to your opinion. But my opinion is this: I still desperately want this match. I don't want their shitty storytelling, or I don't want any more of their shitty storytelling after they went out there and they were great. They were incredible for the last 2 weeks. 2 weeks. I don't want, now that they fucked it up, I have no faith that they'll fix it because, of course, they won't fix it. So, you ask Charlotte, great. Bring out the match. I don't want none of the rest of your bullshit. That's where I'm at on that. That's where I am. I don't care if it's just Charlotte and Becky or if it's the three-way. Just bring me the match and put it on last and piss off with the rest of your shenanigans, Vince.
This shit sucks. Like, like if you want to see Becky Lynch and Ronda Rousey, like most fans do, like you can scroll down any Twitter reaction comment section. Don't add Charlotte. Don't add Charlotte. Don't add Charlotte. What do? They just keep going and not listen to their fans once again because they feel like they need to have this energy in the WrestleMania cycle at some point, no matter what. So after that, Shoot H comes out in the leather jacket. When I see the leather jacket, I assume that's Shoot H. So,
oh my god, yeah, not the character, the man.
Yeah. So it would be kind of hard to fight in that jacket, right? Like it looked kind of restrictive.
I don't know. I've never had a biker jacket. I can't really tell you how that kind of works out for you as far as your ability to throw fake punches. I don't know.
Because I have a leather jacket, like, when I was wearing a couple years ago, and it was like, it wasn't exactly restrictive, but his looked like a lot fancier than mine. So,
well, you gotta remember one thing about looking so stiff is like Triple H, like he fakes hold his arms out way, like he's way, wider than he actually is. So so you just getting, it's an illusion.
Gotcha.
Right. Just like the word he is, it's all an illusion.
So it's a work, right?
Yeah. So he's not like. Look, think about like those early 2000s Triple H's or late 99 Triple H or whatever. That man out here with the arms out wide looking like he's thinking he's wide as Otis. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Nobody's wider than Otis, okay?
Like, we see you, bro. So Batista got cheered as Cole pushed him as disgusting on commentary. Batista came out here dressed like David Ruffin at the Copacabana. Batista had 20 dudes in black with him. So he was so close to like 30 dudes with him, like MC Hammer, like close to all that. So Batista, he said he had the security here because it wasn't stupid. He learned from two of the dirtiest players in the game. He learned from you and Ric Flair, you meaning Triple H. He said they're here for my protection. Where's the sledgehammer? You always underestimate me. And Batista wanted Triple H to give him what he wants. Triple H says, how many times have you quit this company, Dave? How many times have you walked out because you're a Hollywood star? Since you're too much of a coward, I'll come tear my way through the guardians of the independent scene and fuck you up, essentially. I thought that was funny.
Tell me why when they showed a close up of all them dudes, I looked around. I'm like, wait, which one of these dudes is the Coffee Brother?
Damn.
Because a lot of them look like Coffee Brothers.
So Batista keeps telling Triple H we're not doing things his way. Batista left to get away from Triple H, who held him down. Said he's gonna hurt who Triple H loves. Immediately, I think, oh my God, he's gonna beat up Stephanie or Shawn, or maybe in reverse order, like,
or maybe he does like that Valiant babyface in 2017 and threatens that maybe he'll show up at his daughter's at the doorstep and his daughters open the door. Remember that? Remember how they had Seth out there doing that foolishness?
Yeah, I remember that. Or it was kind of like that Russell Westbrook deal. Like, I didn't know if he was trying to like crib on that at the same time, you know.
I think I don't know if the
timeline I don't know if the timeline lines up, but
I think Russell Westbrook's a lot more justified than Batista would be. I'm just I gotta put that out there.
So Triple H said he ain't giving him nothing but a beating he deserves. Told Dave to face him like a man, and Batista was like, it burns you up to give me what he wants because you're not in control, and this whole thing's a mind fuck at this point. Batista wants.
I loved it though.
Batista wanted Triple H to accept at WrestleMania, then Triple H just accepts the match after just saying he's not gonna give him anything.
There's nothing more awesome than a person completely melting down while saying I'm in control. Like,
yes.
She's like, you're not in control. I'm in control. Give me what I want. Give me what I want, damn it. And then you just spit this.
Bruh, that's the next thing I got written in my notes. Batista slobbers all over himself like he's drunk. And then he immediately turns back to a normal person and says, thank you. That's all I've ever wanted. To end my career on my terms and to end Hunter's career on mine as well. Triple H said,
I love this whole segment. Like, I really felt like Batista. Like, it was just captivating watching two people like actually argue and yell at each other in a way that is believable, that when people are angry and mad and argue at each other, actually argue, as opposed to your turn, my turn, your turn, my turn, quip, you lose, we walk off, as opposed to like it's a fucking debate. It's actually people yelling at each other because they want to beat each other up because they're angry, large, sweaty men. Or angry, large, sweaty athletes. Like, I love this. It's actually realistic.
So Triple H said, you better dig down deep, Hollywood. When we get to Mania, it's on your terms, but the match will be on mine. Bring whatever, because it ain't no rules. Triple H said there will be no laws. So yes, that Trump WWE connection runs deep. No holds barred. So yeah, they're about to have this walk and brawl plunder match.
Hey, it's better than anything else they would have done. You thought they was gonna do. You're gonna go out here and have a Bret Hart's professional wrestling match. You really thought they was gonna do that?
Nah, this ain't Bret Hart's wrestling, bro.
Okay then.
But yeah, I don't know. I thought this was a weaker segment than the one from that originally set up the angle, and it they ran through it kind of fast. They didn't mention anything about Ric Flair, barely.
Still no health date.
Yeah, nothing.
Still no health update on Flair. I mentioned this on NXT Then Now Forever on Thursday with Jeremy. Like, Triple H last week, Charlotte last week. Neither one of them give us an update on Ric Flair. Is he alive? Is he dead? Is he okay? Is he going to be okay? Is he in a coma?
Nothing.
What happened to this man? Nothing.
Yeah, so I don't know. And I thought Batista was forgetting his lines or something. Like, it was weird, but up next, we kind of had two people ask the same question. So it was Nicholas Guerrero and Ricky. So I'll go with Ricky's question. He said, assuming Kofi is in the SmackDown title match, who out of Kofi, Seth, and Becky will not win the title and why?
Okay, so are we going on a hypothetical scenario that there has to be heat on WrestleMania, even though like it's supposed to be like the show that's supposed to give you all the joy and make you like love the show? Like, all these great baby faces all have to lose because reasons. Like, we can't get them. We can't like give the fans everything that they want. We have to like fuck with them, right?
Somebody
has
to be fucked.
Jesus Christ!
Like we'll give y'all Dan Bryan, but we gonna end the fucking streak, like shit like that, like.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, that's exactly what they did.
Yeah.
I mean, you know the answer for me. Like,
Yeah.
like I don't think before this hypothetical scenario even brought to my attention. Like, I didn't think Seth was gonna win anyway, so I'm okay with Seth losing because, like, look how they treating him. The way they treat him right now, and he wins, he's gonna come back, and then like, what are they gonna do? Like, they're not. What feud are they gonna do with him immediately after? Like, they could do like, oh yeah, Seth or AJ comes to Raw, they immediately go to that. That would be awesome.
Yeah, I like that.
But
McIntyre, maybe something like that.
Yeah, but you know how they are. Like, they'll fuck around, and after he wins the belt, they'll come back and they'll do him versus Corbin and some shit like that.
Oh my god, that would be horrible. And
then they wonder why. Oh, that self-fulfilling prophecy.
It just ain't working with him on top. We need to put somebody else back on top.
Yeah, on top, Seth ain't gonna work. Like, you gave him wet dope to try to sell. Come on now.
No, we're gonna try to heat up Jinder to be your challenger for a month. Get the fuck out of here. Like,
yeah. So
answer for me is Seth also, because out of like now I don't want to say Seth doesn't have a connection with fans, right? But if you look at Kofi and what Becky has going on right now, Becky's on some rush to ring shit if she doesn't win, right? And Kofi is like some whole other, they better not fuck this up. And the thing with Seth is like, who can come back most from this, right? If Kofi and Becky don't win, that could be like damning. Right?
That's cooled. Back of the line, you got to do a whole bunch of that. That's one of those like Braun Strowman losses,
right? And with Seth, it's like, okay, he could still just switch brands and still be a top guy on whatever brand. But I think as long as he's on Raw, he's always going to be number 2.
Yeah, and like seeing that like Brock Lesnar is now pretty much like 96, 97. Hogan is like, like, nobody that critically thinks about WWE is going to be like, you know what? That Seth shit, I think less of him now because he did a job to Brock Lesnar. It's like,
it's like everyone fucking does.
He chews up and spits out every single motherfucker that he touches. So, like, ain't nobody gonna hold that against Seth. They had to do a job to this dude.
Yeah. So after that, the Usos were shown backstage. And after that, we got a Viking Raiders.
They were shown backstage, goofily sneaking around the backstage area, and it was like, what are they up to?
Yeah.
Now, yeah. So because you have to set the table for what's going to come and happen.
Up next is probably the worst thing that's happened on WWE TV this year.
Probably.
Yeah, I feel like we've gone through a lot of trash. So, Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson against the Revival. This match never happens. So
subterfuge.
So they showed the back shaving from last week. So for the Revival, it's only getting worse, as alluded to in that WWE.com article. The Usos came out on stage and they talked about Usi hot, not icy hot, Usi hot. Yeah, so the Usos basically, the Revival ended up having like feelings from the icy hot inside of their drawers, and they start jumping up and down, rubbing their crotches and asses on the mat, and like it was horrible, just absolutely horrible.
Couple questions. So, did they say that they switched some like lotion or something for Usi Hot, or was it just they were putting on any old thing because reasons? Because like, why would you put Icy Hot on your balls on purpose? And better yet, like, and let's say it was Icy Hot, but it was really supposed to be lotion. Why are you putting lotion on your asshole?
I don't know.
Isn't that like look? No shade. I don't know how none of that works, but like that sounds like a good way to get diaper rash like you're a damn 18-month-old.
So I've never seen. I've never seen the Usi Hot in stores, so I can't tell you exactly how the Usi Hot works.
No. I'm not talking about. No. I'm saying there are two things. Either A, they knew it was Icy Hot. They were putting Icy Hot all over their bodies, which is like, why would you put Icy Hot on your balls and your junk to begin with? Or B, you would have thought it was lotion or some type of like moisturizer. And then the question is, once you run your ass like a damn dog, with on the mat ass first, trying to get a scratch in, that friction. Means that you put that shit on your asshole. So explain to me why are you putting lotion on your booty hole? I need look. I don't want answers, but I need answers.
You know why?
I don't. What is going on here? Why are you putting lotion on your asshole?
Because this is a side effect when you refuse to sign the contract WWE owes you. These dudes are getting embarrassed left and right, and it's just they are really upset that these guys do not want to take their money. And this is embarrassing. This was just like the absolute zero, to quote James, of professional wrestling. This was not Bret Hart's pro wrestling. This was just, if you guys have seen the GIFs, and it's like, all this is going to do is make people feel more sorry for the revival, and it's just going to make them bigger, and these people don't get it. Like, they don't know that just burying them and beating them and embarrassing them will make them stronger. Like, it literally is like, they say you step on a roach and another one's going to come out of it. It's going to keep getting bigger and bigger. It's like, yo, just fucking, like, do something with them. Like, just don't put them on TV. Like, if you don't want to use them, like, send their ass home. But no, this company wants to be vindictive and teach a lesson and just...
My thing is, this didn't help the Usos get over.
No. It's making them look worse. The Usos revival feud is this, James.
Like, you look at the... Is it a feud?
I mean, they've been doing stuff week to week.
Are they going to wrestle?
It'd be nice.
All right, well, you let me know when they wrestle. But you look at what they did tonight in their tag match, and then you look at what this is, and I can't think of a time where you had people on a back-to-back, like from like week to week, I can remember, or like show to like basically from show to show, like go from either way, from something so great to something so fucking worst of wrestling, or the opposite in like back-to-back shows. Like they went from one of the best matches of the year on TV tonight to and the night before they had the worst segment of television on WWE television this year.
Yeah, that's gonna wrap up the Raw review. Did you happen to catch the Mojo Rawley promo that one of our listeners sent to us? So apparently,
Go ahead.
So they brought Mojo Rawley out there, and let me pull him up. That actually sent it to us. Okay, at Dre Zera. So he was like, "You guys have to review this." This was during the Raw break. So Mojo Rawley brings his country ass out there, and this man has lightning bolts painted on his face, or whatever the fuck this is, right?
Bruh, he's out there looking like. Is he more Luna Vachon or more Bull Nakano? You tell me which one he looks more like.
I think he looks more like Luna Vachon.
Okay, thank you.
Okay,
it's up to you.
This man's cutting this serious ass promo about the shattered man that he was. So I don't know. I guess it's supposed to be like broken glass over his face, but like he's cutting.
Is he Mr. Glass?
He's cutting this serious.
Is he Mr. Glass?
I don't know. I don't even know what it is.
Do you know what I mean?
No.
Okay, I'm gonna send you a video. I ain't gonna tell you the content because it really don't matter. Basically, there was a movie from like a decade ago called, I think it's Unbreakable, Unbroken, some shit like that, with Bruce Willis and Samuel L. Jackson, and they think they're superheroes, but they're not really. But in reality, like people think they're crazy people, but in reality, they actually have superpowers. So. Turns out at the end of it, Samuel L. Jackson, the dude in the wheelchair, is actually a villain, and you got to see the wig he's wearing. It's preposterous. It's hilarious. So at the end of it, like apparently, like he was a villain, and he ends up killing a bunch of people in like this terrorist plot. And then at the end of it, he goes, "Like what did you do?" Bruce was like, "What did you do?" And he goes, "They called me Mr. Glass."
God damn it! Is that what Kanye was talking about on Through the Wire? Unbreakable. That's why they call me Mr. Glass or something like that.
Yes, that's exactly what. Yes,
okay.
Yes, that's exactly what that was from. Yes.
So Mojo has his country ass out here, and he's cutting this dead serious ass promo about, you know, being a shattered man and talking about the powerful wrestler he is now. I'm looking at this dude, right? And this thing is happening like during one of the breaks, so you don't see this on TV. They blacked everything out, and he's just standing there on the apron just like literally pouring his heart out. And then I was like, you look absolutely fucking ridiculous with this painted on your face. I can't take a word you're saying seriously. Quit. Leave the business. Like, the way I was just looking at it, like, this character, like, no. This is not it.
No.
Who sent you out here to look like this? Where did you paint up like this? Because you were not wearing this in the room.
Remember the Street Runners series mixtapes?
Yes.
Remember they used to have the buddy used to come out here and used to say all the funny stuff, and he used to be like, "Where did you find this?" Like,
yes.
yeah, Mojo, where did you find this?
Like, no,
this is some real exclusive shit here. Where did you find this gimmick? Because this is preposterous.
Yeah. I'm gonna play a couple of the lines from this. I'm just gonna play it up against.
Do we have to? Do we really have to?
So I would like the people to hear it that didn't hear. Got new music also for this.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mojo Rawley.
He's got a bodysuit on too.
You knew who Mojo Rawley was.
I didn't.
As always, y'all were wrong. You see, I've spent a lot of time recently reflecting upon the shattered man that I saw looking back at me in the mirror. Holding myself accountable for all of my shortcomings and all of my weaknesses. And that takes power. That takes more power than any of you possess. Any of you who go home late.
This man's dead serious, James, and then he has this shit painted on his face.
Yeah, and like he looks like. Yeah, he looks like the villain. He looks like one of these like goon villains that like get dispatched by a superhero in like the first like 5 seconds of a fight scene, but. And he's dressed like that, and then he comes out and he talks with that accent, and you're just like, where did they find this fucking guy?
Like, see failure, and you do nothing about it. Well, that ain't me. That ain't Mojo Rawley. And now I'm here. I'm finally here, ready to show the world what I've salvaged.
He got to change his name.
He got to change his name. He got to change his career path. He needs to change the company he wrestles in. He needs to holler at Gronk and see what type of post-football business Gronk about to open up or get into, and see if he needs a homie or something.
Okay, let's not go that far. But like, as far as if that's him, he's gonna run with. Like, you can't be this like, oh my God, bro.
Yeah.
He doesn't have the same gimmick because he's not a biker gimmick, but like, given that like he's been thrown away and he's back to, he saved what's mattered, he salvaged what's mattered, like, and it like in a different context, isn't he also sort of a forgotten son?
God damn, I knew you was gonna say that.
But anyway, I can't believe we're spending this much time on fucking Mojo Rawley. But yeah, like this is gonna be his character where he's like this broken figure that's evil for the sake of he's been forsaken or whatever. Cool, but your name can't be motherfucking Mojo Rawley.
Yeah,
that shit's not you happy, bro.
Yeah, man. He needs. Please watch this video and see it. Like if you like listen to the promo on this, if you just listen to audio like that, you're like, what's so bad about it? You have to see how he's dressed and the paint on his face that makes him look absolutely ridiculous.
Yes, like, do you remember? What was it? The Super Bowl the second Super Bowl where the Giants beat the Patriots, where Welker drops the ball.
Yes.
remember how Welker had that ridiculous mustache on his face during, like throughout the whole playoffs, and then also in the Super Bowl, and then all of a sudden, like after the game,
he shaved that shit off.
He shaved that shit off because you realize like you can't be out here trying to like have a serious conversation when you look purposely purposely ridiculous, and he's trying to get the serious promo while looking like, I don't know, like he's trying to steal like cryptocurrency from Gotham in the year 2150. Like this is like Bruce Wayne's great grandson is gonna stop this man from committing crime. Like you gotta get him the fuck out of here, man. No, don't
start over. Try again. Oh man. Anyway, let's go wrap up the Raw segment for real this time.
Spider-Man 2099 is gonna have to stop this nigga.
God damn it!
He's gonna have to stop this man.
We'll be back. Then we got our actual first match, and what a horrible match it was.
No, that was the second match. The second match.
I'm not counting that shit. That wasn't wrestling.
That wasn't. If that ain't what you call wrestling, then it must be bungee jumping.
Yeah.
The bell rang. They were fighting inside of a ring, and then someone won, and then the bell rang again. Sounds like a wrestling match.
Sounds like trash. What happened?
It was a trash wrestling match, but it was still a wrestling match.
I'm not counting that
facts.
shit. Yeah, I'm not counting that shit. So 75 minutes into the show, we actually got a legitimate match between competitors.
Hold on, wait. So what you're telling me is WWE the main roster has pissed you off so much that you are now beyond, like, you don't even want to, you are now questioning what is actually a wrestling match now? Like,
yes.
All right, go ahead, man. Go ahead.
So we got our first legitimate wrestling match of the evening. Becky Lynch was forced to, tag up with Nikki Cross and take on the tag team champions who have not won a fucking match since WrestleMania.
Is that true?
Yes, except their fucking squash match, which is not an actual match.
This man's still out here talking about matches ain't matches. Oh my god! So, yeah, they squashed those chicks, those two jobbers in Brooklyn, right?
Yeah, these people they literally pulled off the street. We don't even know if they have wrestling licenses, James.
Wrestling licenses?
Fuck. And anyway, any other fucking match the Iconics have competed in since then, they have been looking up at the fucking lights like fucking geeks or stuck on the commentary table because they don't trust them to have matches. And why don't they trust them to have matches? Because of shit like this in this match. My God. Fuck this show.
Oh my God. You gonna give us a run through of the match?
Sure. So, Nikki basically got her ass beat for most of the match with the Iconics' terrible offense. Then Becky Lynch essentially got a hot tag and, tried to run wild and save this thing. The crowd was really into Becky Lynch because why? Becky Lynch is a star, but unfortunately, when you put stars around the doo-doo may rub off on them. So, Becky goes for her pump handle slam kind of rock bottom looking move that is called the manhandle slam. And what happens is, I don't know if you've seen the gifs that have been going around Twitter, like Becky doesn't lock her hands in properly and it looks more like a rock bottom, which is not supposed to be. It's actually supposed to be like a pump handle joint through her legs. If you remember the Evolution match against Charlotte, it was that slam she did in there she was going for, but
I've seen the move. I know exactly what you're talking about. I watched the match. She's done that before, but I didn't know that was. I saw she won with it, but it's like
it was all botched.
Really finish. Yeah. I mean, I'd like it more if she used the Bexploder, but whatever.
Yeah, and she ended up getting the pin on Peyton Royce because she was, shouting out double or nothing or whatever. So,
well, maybe. But I will say, while watching her comeback, Becky's hot tag did like Peyton was in the ring when it was happening. I was like, notice how like Peyton is actually close enough to where she'd have to yell, "Come closer," as opposed to like Billy, who was out to lunch last week.
I don't even know. Like they murdered these belts. These belts are a joke. Abolish them. Throw them in the trash. Throw them in the river. I don't give a fuck.
And throughout this whole show, they're teasing that Brock is going to eventually cash in tonight, and they've been doing this for 3 weeks now. Never happened. Spoiler alert. For those of you that you didn't hear, but when Seth came out, he ends up having a match with Sami Zayn. They have kind of a basic TV match, and actually they go 20 minutes. And then Seth Rollins, of course, starts selling the fucking knee in the middle of it. And I'm just like, minutes before this, I was on Rob's head talking about, look, man, Seth Rollins is dull. Like, I don't care what you say, like, it's been since 2016 now, like when he came back, that they fucked up his babyface return. How long are we gonna let that be the reason for him being dull?
I don't know what his knee has to do with whether or not he's an engaging personality. And honestly, how many people are engaging personalities on either one of these shows right now?
Yeah.
Are there even 2 handfuls of them?
Yeah. And pretty much it was a deal where I was like, Roman wouldn't have got his main event stolen from him. So yeah. So they have a match. It's pretty decent. Like a little 3-star deal. And he starts selling the fucking knee, and then I immediately just disconnect from the match. He eventually recovers.
It was funny because at Double or Nothing, in the middle of the match between the Young Bucks and the Lucha Bros, Matt starts selling his back, and the first thing was like, God damn it, what is it with, no, don't do this. Do not. It's not a good idea. I just want to see the match. I don't need all of a sudden, oh, remember this from back then? No, bro. Either come into the match with an injury or don't. I don't need... It flared up on me it's fucking herpes, right? And the thing about it is with Seth is it has been going on with Seth now for this is year 3 of it.
Yes.
Year 3. It's not I don't consider that to be engaging long form storytelling. I just kind of define it to be just all right, this is something I'll just do from time to time. Yeah, and I'll be selective about it too.
He does a deal where he acts like his knee's hurt after a dive where he clearly jumps up and down like God intends, on a dive, and he lands perfectly fine. Then he just crumbles over in pain. He still hits all of his same moves at the end of the match.
Except he takes a split second to sell it and then continue to at the end of this match. The end of the match was he does a curb stomp on this bad leg. So then he's oh, it hurts so bad, and then let me go ahead and do it again, and then immediately pin the dude. It's this. Okay, Seth. Whatever.
Well, I just saw that and I was like, this is why I give him so much shit.
I feel like y'all are too hard on Seth, but at the same time, there are things that goes on with Seth where I'm just over too. But at least this bothers me less than when they have him come out there and be just a whiny babyface. So whatever. I guess I got to pick my poison on when it comes to that. And I'd much rather have him, oh, my knee hurt. Let me continue doing moves with my bad knee, even though I'm the architect and I should be smart enough not to, be able to do a wrestling match without hurting my knee over and over and over like a moron. But whatever.
And he's yelling at Sami Zayn, cutting promos without
this
the mic.
This is my life!
This is my life! During the match.
This is my life!
Holy fuck.
Am I the only one that thought about Young Jeezy and Akon, Soul Survivor?
This is my life!
This ain't a rap song, nigga. This is my life.
Boy. Yeah, man. I thought this show was abysmal. Throw it in the fucking bin. How dare they put this show on the airwaves? This show was an insult to people that call themselves wrestling fans. This was for the sports entertainment enthusiasts, as they say. Not definitely. I don't want to hear shit about, oh, it's Memorial Day, they laid it down on purpose. Bullshit. They're going head-to-head with the NBA Finals next week. So, possibly. So,
but my question is, like, yeah, they laid it down on Memorial Day weekend or else, but why? Like, you have a pay-per-view. But why? You have a pay-per-view in 2 weeks. And you know how WWE is. Typically speaking, when it comes to a pay-per-view build, not the last week, not the go-home show, the week before the go-home show is typically like their best episodes of TV to get to a pay-per-view. So, like, this is it, and that's what we got. And I was like,
this shit was
a lot left to be desired.
This was fresh trash. I thought this was easily the worst Raw of the year. And I just looked up and down the show just like, this is what this show is descended to. I'm glad I no longer have a commitment to watch it every week. Monday nights will be so much more pleasant. Either I can continue working on music, or I can watch New Japan, or I can watch Mid-South Wrestling if I want. I can watch any fucking thing but Monday Night Raw and watching Vince McMahon run this company off a cliff. Holy fuck. I'm so glad I don't have to watch the show anymore.
I'm now thinking about if this was the worst Raw of the year.
Mind you, they've done a lot of shit, and shit you remind me of today. I had totally forgot about that Jeff Jarrett shit. Totally forgot about it.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that was what we were talking about as far as worst Raw of the year. It was more or less we were talking about, it was a hypothetical of, if they were going to do a inside the inside the NBA with AEW, who would be on it? And I said, like, I want Cornette and Mike Tenay, and Mike Tenay as Ernie Johnson and Cornette as the Barkley role, and then you could pick whoever the two other people you want to be. I really don't care. So that would be entertaining. So then I was like, but you know, in reality, like if they actually did do this show, you know who would be on it, and that would be JEFF. JRRETT Jeff Jarrett, y'all. And then you were like, well, what are you saying? He would quit? I was like, you tell me. Do you think that Jeff Jarrett would quit a higher profile job on screen with less travel? You tell me if he would quit and take that job.
So the reason why that reminded me of that, because you sent the gif of the current Jeff Jarrett and Monday Night Raw or whatever, and that made me remember.
Shit. That's right.
Yes, that made me remember that Elias shit. And I was like, they've literally just put so much trash out that I've had to mentally make room in, like, I've had to clean out the trash to make room for more trash on here. So if you're bending over backwards to defend this show, more power to you. You know, I hope your legs are okay when you come out on the other side. Yeah, because you have to be taking drugs to enjoy this show. So,
okay, so I think I found the worst Monday Night Raw this year. It was the one in Cincinnati, right? Like, so that is. Oh yeah, so that's like Corbin and Lashley versus Seth to start the show, like right after. I think this is like right after the brand split, or the shakeup or whatever else. So you got Lucha House Party versus or fighting three bums or squash three bums. You got Ricochet in the rematch against Bobby Roode. You got Lacey Evans in that squash match where she does absolutely nothing and then hits that moonsault. The Viking, I'm gonna say the War Raiders. The Viking Raiders versus Hawkins and Ryder. Roman versus McIntyre, and then Kofi versus Daniel Bryan. Like that match, that show. Like, I'm trying to think what else happened on that show that was so bad. I can't remember, but. Like, I'm looking through the cage match. I'm just looking for, like, things that had worse average voters. And that was one that popped up. And that was only from, like, a month or two ago.
Wow.
Raw be so bad, you just forget what you saw a month ago.
Yes. For your own mental health. Jesus. So, it's really been difficult. I've taken on the task. I took on the task of covering Raw when we started doing this on here. And it would be like, okay, if it's trash, I'll just rip it. Like, that was my mentality on it, right? Hoping it would be good. I don't think Monday Night Raw had the better show 10 times during the whole time we did this. So I put a lot of like care into writing the notes that I took for this show, and it would just descent into chaos the further along that we've got until we reach this point where I'm like, fuck this show. I never want to watch it. Like, I don't know how I literally feel like this man's stealing money. Like, how does he turn this into billions of dollars?
It's an institution. It's an institution, and you know, a lot of people watch it. Not a lot of young people, but a lot of people watch it. Yeah, and it was their pastime, and they stuck with it. And you gotta think, like, if you're not watching Raw, then if you want to watch professional wrestling in America, and you're not watching Raw, where are you gonna watch? Like, you gonna watch Impact? Can you find Impact on your TV? In within like 1 minute without having to go through Google and trying to find your TV lineup or whatever for your cable provider or your whatever service you're using. Do you know what time during like that Saturday night or weekend night that like Ring of Honor is airing? Like Lucha Underground, that's never coming back. Like, what you gonna do? Are you gonna tune in to Fridays to Arena Mexico? And check and figure out what channel or what channel on your cable is the Univision or I don't know if it's Univision or if it's Telemundo. I don't even know. You know, that's kind of where we are.
Well, at least until the fall. So,
oh my god.
So, I can't wait for AEW to start and whatever their weekly TV it is, because it cannot. There's no world that it will be as bad as Monday Night Raw, and if so, they should fold up before they begin if they start going down that road. But highly unlikely.
The crazy part was, you said this is the worst Raw of the year. I'm going through all of these Raws on this cage match, and like so many of these Raws are like, are sub 3 as far as overall show rating. Is like, I mean, any of these shows could take the cake. Pretty much any of them. It's or not. Let me rephrase it. Like, it's almost like every 3 weeks there is just a god awful Raw according to cage match voters. Like, it's wild. And I look through the car lineup, and I'm like, wow, this was a bad show. I forgot about this one, and I forgot about this one, and this one. Like, this goes back to even like Rousey still in this card. Like, this is the one in Boston, and it's Rousey versus Sarah Logan. It's Charlotte versus Ruby Riott. It's Becky Lynch versus Liv Morgan.
That was horrible.
It's Finn Balor versus Bobby Lashley and Jinder Mahal in a handicap match. It's it's Blackachet versus the Revival. It's Sasha versus Natalya. It's Baron Corbin versus Apollo Crews. It's Kurt Angle versus Samoa Joe. It's McIntyre versus Ambrose. I'm assuming that's the one where he beat the fuck out of him. So, or one of the two where he beat the fuck out of him. So yeah, like we've had some bad Raws, especially since like Survivor Series. Some real dandies.
It's a fucking celebration. Get high, get high.
A name calling. What'd I say? Let me hear you say it.
Call him a bum.
It's not a name call. It's nice. You bum.
Welcome back. It is the final LeBron James You Bum of the Week, but instead of the week, we have decided to summarize our entire time covering this show, and we went through and nominated 5 bums and 5 wrestlers of the show, essentially. And I think you guys, can go back through the archives. You've heard a lot of these names being praised and also ripped to shreds. So, of course, as customary, we will start with the bums. I figure this time we'll just go ahead and announce everyone ahead of time, then we'll crown the bums, and then we'll talk about the wrestler of the quarter or the period or whatever. So, your list of bums. The Riot Squad. When it comes to being in meaningless 6-woman tags, the Riot Squad's your team. They will get beat like bums all the time. They were just used to either put over Ronda Rousey or Becky Lynch or Charlotte or Sasha and Bayley at any given time, taking all kinds of L's, getting destroyed within minutes like when it comes to Ronda and different stuff like that. So, the Riot Squad nominees: The Miz and Shane McMahon, responsible for so much terrible television, so many soul-sucking segments, so many bad promos, so many nonsensical matches,
so much bad action, so many terrible beatdowns, so many
horrible strikes,
so many non-submissionable submissions. I don't know what the fuck that word is. So many submissions that will not make you actually tap out or pass out.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, and the whole time when they were trying to become a team, the time they were a team, they've won Bum of the Week, and both of those things, so they had to have a spot on this list.
Yeah. Remember before SummerSlam, how you were Miz and Bryan, and how high profile it was going, or it should be, and where the places it could take really Miz, and where he could be as far as the championship status and all that kind of shit. And it's whoo, boy, man, he almost got you. He almost got you thinking there was going to be a breakthrough star. Nah, opposite, downfall.
Players fuck up.
Imagine you get a TV show with WWE, and then they decide to ruin you.
Unbelievable.
Imagine, they lower your profile as you get a TV show, a documentary, a reality TV show. That's when they decide to lower your profile. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, unbelievable. They completely ruined that.
Makes it even better. Dolph Ziggler be doing cameos in that show all the time, and where the fuck's he been? They want that man to be an Asian. He don't want to hang it up.
He back now, fighting for the belt.
Yeah, for now.
Yeah.
Then next time we'll see him when he shows up at number 30 at the Royal Rumble again.
Damn, I thought Dolph was gone. Nope, still here. The third guy, and this guy caught all types of hell during the fall and winter on this show. The man formerly known as Dean Ambrose, who is no longer with the promotion.
No, the funny part is people think like me, but especially you, but me is even funnier. We're all in on the AEW bandwagon, the bag, whatever else. Is well, he showed up and was the top thing for buzz for AEW. He's also a fucking bonus. So, don't get it fucked up. Just because he shows up on AEW does not mean his ass wasn't doing some of the worst television of last year. So, yes, there you go.
Just atrocious when it comes to the promos, when it comes to just being presented awfully.
This motherfucker got inoculations, Rich. They shot that man because the town is for heat. They had a grown-ass man say that I'm going to get vaccinated when I come to your city because you guys stink and you smell bad and blase squad, and that's supposed to be the heat. Is that this motherfucking grown-ass adult decided to act and behave like a normal adult and get vaccinated? What?
This man showed up with a fucking Bane masks and shit.
Oh my god.
This man had horrible matches with Seth Rollins on pay-per-view.
He had the Macklemore jacket on too, he got from the thrift shop. Ugh.
Yo. Thank God he got out of WWE. Please. Look, this was the only option for him. There was no staying in WWE for him. I don't care what they offered him. He had to leave.
He had one of the most dumbest, nonsensical heel turns of all time too.
Yes.
He complained about how the storyline was the Dogs of War versus the Shield, and McIntyre and Ziggler and Strowman are all teasing that he's going to be the one that betrays them because look at Seth, look at Roman, they have everything, and meanwhile Ambrose has nothing, and then Ambrose goes behind and says, he's right, I do have nothing. And then Roman leaves because he has to go fight for his life. And on that same night, they win the tag titles, and when he finally gets to something, he turns heel. It beats the piss out of Seth, and it's so fucking dumb. And fucking
weeks
dumb.
After he turned down a shot at the Universal title or the Intercontinental title.
Yes, I forgot about that. The Shield, all the times they fought each other for the titles. How many times Dean Ambrose and Roman have fought each other for the WWE title at like Survivor Series 2016 or whatnot. They were offered opportunity. Yeah, you can fight either one of them. He says, no, I don't want to fight them. And so he ends up having to go fight Braun Strowman and get his ass whooped. And then Roman has to make the save because he's about to get murdered. And then he says, you know what? I could be Universal Champion. No shit, motherfucker. That's the reason why they offer you this opportunity. You goddamn dummy.
Oh my god! No wonder this man left the company. No wonder he said, "Fuck your money."
Sense. Bro, Rich, what was the reason why he turned heel? Still waiting to find out.
We still don't know because he wouldn't tell Seth Rollins why he turned on him.
Bro, he had a shirt that said "Never apologize, never give a reason" or some shit like that. Like, yo, why?
He won't tell you why he did it.
Why?
Unbelievable. Dean Ambrose, you earned your spot on this fucking list.
You're not winning, but you damn sure, boy. You. Whoo. And the shit was so bad. It was like. The reason I honestly feel this way, I don't know if you feel this way or not, but for me, like, the reason why I'm so unenthused by Seth at times is part of it is because of how bad this fucking feud was. And one thing I will give WWE credit for is they did that match at TLC and they said, no, we're not doing any more of this because this shit sucks. We're just going to just move on from this.
It's over.
We gotta get Seth ready for Royal Rumble. We can't be having him doing no more of this shit. Get him away.
Yeah. I'm glad they ended it, and then of course they did like another match randomly where
Rich,
Ambrose did
remember
a
this
clean
one?
job for
Remember
him.
this one? After he won the Rumble, Slay the Beast.
Yeah, Slay the Beast. That's it. The beef is over. Oh, boy.
Unbelievable.
Boy.
I'm still mad that Roman and Seth when Roman came back didn't beat the piss out of Ambrose before like beat him gang initiate style and then let him and end up forgive him after they beat the piss out of him. But that whole shit like I'm so glad you're back, Roman. He's like, I got a favor. Anything, man, anything. I need you to stop the shit with Ambrose. Nigga, what?
Yeah,
You want me to what?
Oh man.
Of all the stuff he said about you? What? Let's move on. I can go on forever about this Ambrose thing. This whole saga.
He was horrible.
That whole saga. Just unbelievable.
Horrible. Sorry, Sam. Like
Sam is gonna be mad because Sam's gonna be mad. Like, and you know, as the time passed, more and more weeks went by, and this shit getting worse and worse and worse. You notice he stopped tweeting us about that shit less and less and less. Right? Him and deal with this. This shit sucks. I'm sorry y'all didn't realize it as soon as we did, but this shit sucks.
Yeah. Up next, a duo that took the word suck to a whole new level.
Yes, they made this suck iconic.
Yes. The Iconics. My God. When you talk about cringe, when you talk about just possessing no skill, when you talk about horrible wrestling, when you talk about just being jabronis on every level, geeks with title belts at this point now, it don't get much worse than the Iconics. And I know we got people that listen that like the Iconics. I don't know why. I'm gonna just put it out there. You know, I get that they're attractive. Y'all might dig them in that way, but look, that's not helping them promos. That's not helping the wrestling. That's not helping these segments. So, so what you really got? So, yeah, the Iconics were just like, I just saw them and they would come on the screen, and it seemed like the segment would never end, even though it was only a couple minutes long.
Yeah, man. Some of the cringiest, and I don't really use that word like that, but some of the like worst stuff that makes you wince. Some of the stuff that it's played where there's supposed to be comedy heels, which think about that, comedy heels, right? Like they're supposed to be comedy heels, and they're doing comedy, and it's not funny, and it's supposed to make you groan, but like you don't want to see them get beat up. You just want them away off your. Just want them to be whisked away and off your TV screen. And the sad thing is, like, you look at some of their Twitter stuff and some of their YouTube backstage stuff for .com or whatever else, and they're actually legitimately like charismatic and funny, like left to their own devices. But this product is not built on people actually having their own charisma. Like they have to be, people that are reading scripts. So, me and you talked about this, like the "you got to be joking me" thing has carried over and has become like a meme because it's actually legitimately funny.
Right.
They never did anything even anywhere approaching that sort of thing on screen. And you think about the way people talk about when they saw Breaking Ground, they saw Baron Corbin, or another perfect example is the Dasha bot, Dasha Fuentes.
Oh yeah, I miss Dasha.
Yeah. Anyway, when you see like the interviewers and you see how much personality and people on this company that work on screen in this company, you see the kind of person they really have when they're not on camera. And the difference is so just astounding, where like people feel like it's almost like everyone's in black and white on TV, but then once they get away from Vince's scripting, all of a sudden, and Kevin Dunn and the writer scripting, all of a sudden, like the color, and all of a sudden you see the reds, the blues, the purples, the fuchsias, like what I'm saying, like the magentas, the lavenders, like all the pretty
gold
colors. Yeah, like the turquoise, like you see all these pretty colors and they come to life, and you're just like, wow, like. And these are people that ultimately suffer from it. Like some people bump. Like some of it is some of it is their own doing. A lot of it is their own booking. But like this stuff was like, especially Iconics, like was the absolute zero professional wrestling. And like if not for one brave soul who dared to be the shit worst, this dynamic duo would be the victor. But no, they will only come away with the silver medal of bums.
So. Y'all already know what it is. James just called the Iconics the absolute zero of professional wrestling. Well, introducing the absolute -1 of professional wrestling.
No, we're gonna start having to call Corbin Sub-Zero out this bitch.
Sub-Zero.
He's below zero.
Yes, below zero. Yes, fucking Sub-Zero himself, Baron Corbin, a man who was blamed for the ratings in reality and in storyline.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever heard no shit like that before, James.
Neither have I.
When you talk about sorry promos, completely void of charisma, completely inept as a wrestler, chin locks, rest holds, and people just wondering why the fuck you're here. Tall and white. That's what Baron Corbin is.
Pretty much. And like people talk about the amount of heat you get. We talked about it earlier in the show. It's like he comes out when his music plays, nobody boos, nobody cheers, and then that's still the same for like. That's also true for the Iconics. That's true for Bobby Lashley. That's true for McIntyre as well too. And like for some reason they decided to grab like those 5 individuals and make one a tag team and those 3 a faction. A faction without actually everything unnamed. But a faction. They never had a name. They never actually came together and said, we are the fill in the blanks or whatever else. But they were together at 2 different points in the last 7 months, and they were the shits. Just constant heat and being down baby faces like shit, like they don't have friends at points. I'm still waiting for Braun Strowman to get his title shot that he got fucked over from at Royal Rumble, but I guess that's never going to be a thing. And he's now a mid-carder officially because this company just loves to turn people that could be stars into mid-carders. Even their stars are mid-carders. So, that's where we are. Yeah, just the worst. And we got to now watch him. You have to watch Seth try to do a carry job with him to try to get a good match out of him. So best of luck. I saw the match that they had at some point last year at the main event, and it was just a fine match. But like, this dude's been around for over 5 years. Like, I do this retro show, and he's been on the retro show already. So he's been. It means who knows when he's been on the PC. I think he got signed up like 2013ish or something like that. Like, he's
Maybe
had
even
matches
before that.
Maybe. I didn't want to over exaggerate it, so I said 13.
Right.
But like, this is somebody that, like, he has tons of matches. Like, it ain't he's green, he'll get better. Like, bullshit. That dude has enough matches to where you know by now.
Right.
Especially in this era.
And he's failed upward every step of the way.
Yep.
And with all this talent, with the competition emerging now, I don't understand how he continues to ascend in his position. I don't get it. I've heard people try to say he's actually a heel. I'm like, well, then what the fuck is Sami Zayn?
Yeah. What is Sami Zayn? What is Daniel Bryan? What is Chris Jericho? What is MJF? Like, I don't want to hear that. Like, you can be a heel and be dislikable and still have a fucking pulse.
Yeah.
Like, you don't have to be bland as goddamn toast.
Boy. So, without further ado, Baron Corbin, you are the LeBron James, you bum, of forever.
To infinity and beyond.
Yeah. I think everybody knew where that was going, but Baron Corbin, holy shit. Yeah, speaking of Cody, he apparently, they are doing some type of meet and greet at StarCraft 3, and this man, he has his dog Pharaoh, and I don't know all the details of it. Apparently, it's some type of charity event, and the dog is getting a meet and greet. What?
Yeah, man, the dog's over, so people want to meet the dog, and it's donated towards a cause. So I guess they figured, like, let's just do this, and also, like, the dog is over, so, like, it's a cool thing to do. So more power to them. I just know that if I was at whatever else, and if I was at StarCast 3 and it was towards a cause that I believe should have money given, or I should donate money to it, I just send the money, like, through the online. Like, I don't need to see the dog. Like, the dog is the dog.
So you wouldn't line up in a line to go meet the dog, James?
No, I'm kind of. I don't, me, like, I'm not really in the line to go meet the wrestlers either. So, like, no, I'm kind of good. Like, I want to watch you wrestle. Like, I don't really want anything else other than you. Like, oh, like, I see you just on the side or whatever else. Like, oh yeah, like, I might, and like, there's no line or whatever else. Yeah, I might want to rap with you, like, or whatever else for a little bit. But outside of that, nah, like, I'm good. maybe unless you're, like, selling, like, merch, I don't really want to send a line for you. I'm good.
Yeah, man. White folks love their dogs. That's just.
Oh my god!
I
mean, yeah.
Hey, this is a good way to to build take advantage of that. Yeah. So, if it was me, I don't know. I'm not. Eventually, somebody gonna get heat on the dog, right?
How do you get heat on the dog that doesn't get you kicked off the airwaves?
You steal the dog.
You steal the dog?
You steal the dog. You steal the dog.
Do you know how many white people would kill somebody if they got their dog stolen?
You can get some, like, let a bitch show up in a Vic jersey, like.
Come on, man. See, you took this somewhere. You were good until you brought it the Vic thing.
Oh,
we were good. Look, man. Would
Chris Jericho get heat on the dog? Yes or no?
Do you think Jericho would have an idea of how to get heat from the dog?
Yeah, sure he would because he's Chris Jericho. But like,
would MJF know how to get heat from the dog?
Yeah, he would. He absolutely would.
I'm calling it now. Someone will eventually get heat on the dog. Why? Because people feel sorry for the dog. They love the dog. They cherish the dog.
If they're, I thought you were gonna go from love the dog, cherish the dog. If you had said worship the dog, I might have to turn this podcast off and laugh so hard. Okay, so all right, so I think you save that for like Act 2 of a blood feud or Act 3 of a blood feud. Like the final blow, like the final heat of a blood feud is, bro, this motherfucker stole my dog, bro. Like it's going too far. Like this man came to my house trying to get some smoke. I wasn't there, so instead he stole my dog. When I see him, I'm going to fuck him up.
Oh my god! Get heat on the dog. I can't believe this.
But back to like the actual like. Are they going to be allowed to pet the dog? Because that seems like a bad idea.
Pet the dog. Oh man. I would assume they had to pet the dog.
Because like,
are other people going to bring their dogs to meet the dog? Like,
that makes it even worse. That makes Starrcast even like. First off, you got to deal with people
that would make me not want to go.
Look, first off, you got to deal with the people that don't want to shower and brush their teeth right, and then you want to throw in the fact that like you got dogs there too. Not a dog, dogs plural. Nah, man. Like nah. Like I don't like that shit at the mall. I don't like that shit at the grocery store. I don't want that at my wrestling convention either. So, but anyway, my whole thing was ask you about like, all right, like the pet the dog thing sounds like just a bad idea waiting to happen because ain't nobody because when he bites somebody, right, and they're gonna be out here saying I want this dog put down, then all of a sudden the person that wants the dog put down is the bad guy.
Yeah, let a dog bite me. I'll fuck a dog up. I'll fight a dog.
Every time I was in Birmingham at Kirby's and like a dog, somebody's walking the dog without a leash. So then the dog saw me at night and ran up, and I was like, I literally had to get my mind right for like, well, I'm going to have to fight this dog off.
Ready to scrap.
Like I literally had to pull my pants up. I literally pull my pants up and like ball my fists up, ready for this dog to come so I can fight this dog off.
Oh
and then it stopped probably like 10 feet away, and then turned back. I was like, man, this is that bullshit. Like, because I've never like. First off, when I was younger, I was terrified of dogs.
I still am.
Dogs. So, like, the idea of I have to get my mind right to go fend one off, and this was a medium. This wasn't a big dog. This was a medium-sized dog. It's like, man, this fucking sucks.
Yeah.
Like, it's a worse feeling. It's a worse like anxiety feeling of like then like, oh, I'm going to. At least when you know you're about to fight you're going to fight a human. You're like, okay, like simple, just it's an instant response opposed to like the bad feeling of okay, it's running, it's barreling towards me. I have to like get right because this thing's gonna be quicker than me, and then I have to like try to like get a hold of this thing and like try to wrestle it down / choke it out or whatever else I have to do or kick the shit out of it. Like so, I was like, man, this is gonna fucking suck. Like it's real off. It's like man, this is gonna suck. It's about to suck.
I swear. Now, I'm trying to think about some of the rules they got to have in place. Like, now you mentioned petting the dog. Now, I imagine that nobody will be allowed to bring treats for the dog because.
Oh no, you can't be trusting people.
Yeah,
you can't trust them.
Someone fuck around and poison.
You want to talk about
poison the dog?
Go out there poison the dog. Yes, that's what I was getting at.
My God,
bitch, you want to see somebody go out there and get their ass whooped?
Yes.
Like you feed the dog something to get sick, they will find you. And when they find you,
bitch. Like I could.
And when they find you, I ain't gonna say God bless you. You gonna deserve whatever they give you. Whatever they give you, you deserve, and you probably deserve more. You a real sucker. You are poisoning dog.
I can imagine MJF pulling a big ass Hershey's chocolate bar out and be like, "You hungry, Pharaoh?" Oh my god!
Oh my god!
Yes,
that's fucking terrible.
Yes,
wow.
Like just Bill Watts will find a way to get heat on the dog. I know that. Yeah, man.
You know they really love that dog. That dog got blue eyes too. They love that dog. They love that dog. That is like I mean that is about as lovable quote unquote of a dog as they can get, as opposed to like a golden retriever.
Yeah,
I think it's pretty much I think that's the only thing they can be topping Pharaoh as far as that will make them love that dog even more.
I wonder how old Pharaoh is.
Are you about to say like there's a limited track record, there's a limited time span on how far they can be pushing this dog? Is that what you're getting at? Now we're gonna find different ways to kill the dog now, huh? That's what we're doing. We're gonna find different ways to kill the dog. Okay, all right.
Oh my god, people gonna hate me. Oh my god. Oh shit. Yeah. I'm just wondering how long Pharaoh's been around, been on the planet. You know, how much longer is he available for these? You know, to be put in angles or meet and greets and situations like such. But you know, if I was them, I'd be trying to.
Well, I'll put it like this: I seriously doubt that Pharaoh will be at
All in 5.
No, I seriously doubt he'll be at all out 9. I seriously doubt that. Yeah. I seriously doubt that.
See, Cody gotta start thinking like a promoter. He gotta start thinking about the next. He gotta like get Pharaoh like, you know, a partner and trying to reproduce. Like that's how he gotta flip this over. You know, but we spent far too much time on the dog and everything like that. The last thing that
like the way you just said it, after you talk about like him, like all of a sudden Pharaoh having offspring, why did it make me think of like Fritz and his kids? Like he's gonna sit, like, roll them over, make them the stars.
Yep,
like
Fritz, exactly, just like that, and he can even like buy like a fake dog, right? And then say like,
"Oh my god, they're cousins."
This is Pharaoh's cousin. Like, but play like a Pharaoh's kid or whatever. Like,
oh my god!
But people find out about it ain't really related. The whole business will be blown. Like, they had to shut AEW down.
Wait. So now you want Pharaoh just to have a kid that's pops out of nowhere? So basically, what you want to do is like basically like run that game that Drake was gonna run, where he's gonna put your boy Adonis in the that Adidas ad.
Yes.
Oh my god.
Yes. Just like it.
Like where is the dog pushing T to say that Pharaoh's a deadbeat? Where is that at?
Yo, somebody has to come up with a rival animal. Like now that they got this, like somebody has to have a black dog with them. Like
a better one. Where are the photos of Pharaoh in blackface?
God damn it!
Where are the photos of Pharaoh in blackface?
Oh my god!
Like when do we get to call Pharaoh a coon? What is
Oh my god! Oh my god!
No? Is that too hot for TV?
I don't think you can say coon on Turner Network Television, James.
Bruh, I'm sorry. Look, that is some real Chappellian shit. If they put a dog in blackface, it's like some shit that would be out of Chappelle's skit in like 2019. Even like we have gone beyond like. We have gone beyond the pale. Like that is like some, you know, like the black white supremacist. Like that is beyond, like, you know.
Do you think Pharaoh has his own like social media accounts?
If he doesn't, I'm sure he will soon.
Telling you, bro, they done got the dog over out here. Unbelievable. Like AEW creating stars already. Unbelievable. Shout out to Cody and Brandon for doing that.
Yeah, I agree. And maybe, I mean, for all we know, that is actually the plan for SmackDown. But then again, who knows? Because the superstar shakeup continues on in day 149 because thanks to the freaking wild card rule. So everything is just in flux always at all times. Everybody, all the top stars
continues forever
are going to be overexposed because there's way too much fucking TV time for them, and then the rest of the card is not going to be able to break through or get to that level to try to churn and make things more interesting because there ain't no TV time because you have to have Roman and the New Day and the Usos and the Revival and Drew and Shane and AJ and Seth and Strowman and Joe. They have all those people do double duty, depending on the week. So it's like, best of luck. Like, good luck being Asuka or Kyrie or Ember or, you know, any not main event level woman for the next year until they come up with a way to knock this shit off. But like, you're just not gonna get TV time, or not much of it.
Yeah,
where anything matters.
Yeah, and it's unfortunate because I think this is a company that's just they're going through a rough period right now, and they're holding on, and it feels like they've recalibrated to focus on, you know, as you mentioned, the women's segments and the overexposure of the main stars on both shows. It just cuts down things for everybody. There was that news about Rusev asking for time away. And it's like, if you're Rusev, like, this is a perfect time. It's like they weren't going to use you anyway.
Yep. And Nakamura, what they going to do? They're probably going to tell him to go home to go surfboard. Right?
Yeah, you know, they say that's the only thing that man likes to do. Like, I'm like, get the fuck out of here. Like, no one wants to surf that much.
And then the funny part is, I saw recently, like, there are YouTube videos of him surfing with the GoPro out there on the surfboard, and like, he does look like he's really at peace on the surfboard. That man really does look like he is one with the waves.
Literally, wavy, wave man, Max B.
Yeah, man.
Silver Surfer out here.
Silver Surfer. See, the thing is, like, you weren't in the comic books, but like, if you knew what the Silver Surfer was, you fucking fall out laughing.
Wow.
Alright, so yeah, man, shout out to Stan Lee. So,
yeah. What up, Stan?
Stanley dead.
Oh shit!
Yeah, he died recently. That's why. Let's get off air before we fuck around and get. Oh my god.